we were mentioning some time back, we need to do upavas. Upavas means, upa means near, vas is to reside. So this is the day when we have to be closer to Krishna. We should be listening about Krishna because Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself said, my devotees, they get great bliss and happiness by always discussing Krishna Katha with each other. So it's time for Bhagavad-gītā, so in all your association. And today, I'm giving the Bhagavad-gītā class. So I'll be sitting here and we will just share about that. And today's verse is also over there. We will cover that as well. In a minute, we'll be singing the Jai Radha Madhava. So all of you can join for singing the Jai Radha Madhava. Yeah. So also, so on the Ekadasi day, usually we normally talk about fasting, but more than fasting, what is important is to keep our mind engaged in discussing about Krishna Bhagavan. And how many of you have Bhagavad-gītā with you? Few hands. It's time we need to get our Bhagavad-gītā because we are so fortunate to be born in the Sanatana Dharma. Isn't it? So we should all have, we should all have a Bhagavad-gītā so that we can all discuss about Krishna's teachings. And this is the most scientific religion in the world. This is the most scientific place. Bhagavad-gītā itself is the only book in the world where God is directly speaking to each one of us. How fortunate we are, right? So we are so fortunate because right from the ancient time, our ancestors followed Sanatana Dharma and passed it on to us. And it's our Dharma that we need to know and pass it on to our next generation.
Haribol.
Fine.
Yeah, Haribol.
Yeah.
Haribol. Haribol.
So,
What's his name?
so I'm going to be just first, I'm going to just change the mic. Hare Krishna. So we will sing the Jai Radha Madhava, and then after that we will dive into the Bhagavad-gītā class. Okay? Is that okay? I got a mini controller here. Yeah, we are all going scuba diving into bhakti life. So today, I'm sure we are all going to be covering not only about Bhagavad-gītā, but we want to make sure, like all of us, if you never had a chance, we'll be reciting some slokas from Bhagavad-gītā together, and we'll be singing this Jai Radha Madhava as well. So please give your time on this Ekadasi day for Krishna Bhagavan, and Radha Gokulananda is just in front of us. And this is what will please him the most, because in one of the temple, Krishna is called as Sakshi Gopal, which means he is the witness. So he's witnessing that on a Ekadasi day that all of you have come to the Krishna Mandir and listening about him. What can be more beautiful than that, right? So we start off, yeah? Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girvaradari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana यशोदनन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Your blessing.
You're fine. Like that. That's good towards Hare Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Radha Gokula Nanda Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Keyboard. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Shri Radha Gokulananda ki, Jai Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki, Gauranitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna everyone, so happy to see all of you today on this very happy occasion of the Ekadasi day. And Ekadasi is a very special day where Krishna is, it's a favorite day of Krishna, and anything that we do auspicious in this day goes into the books of Lord Krishna. Because Krishna, Prabhupada used to say, he always has a book where he notes down everything every devotee is doing for him. So we are very fortunate that on an occasion like this, we are coming and assemble here today in the temple room. So I'm going to just speak a few words which Krishna is mentioning about the importance. We are going to be covering very important topic about our Sanatana Dharma. Very interesting, isn't it? Because many times we know that the original name of Hinduism is called as Sanatana Dharma. But many times we do not know what exactly is the meaning of Sanatana. What does Dharma mean? What does Sanatana mean? So in this is the place where we get to know, we have to share our knowledge with each other. And not only that, we pass it on to the next generation as well. Because they are our future of our Sanatan Dharma, isn't it? So before that, I will just offer my obeisances to our Guru Parampara. We all have a Guru Parampara over there. So as you all know, we belong to Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Vaishnava Parampara, right? So which is coming from Brahma. But where is Brahma getting all the knowledge from? He is getting the knowledge from Krishna, right? So we'll just offer our obeisances to our Guru Parampara, because without our blessings of our Guru, we cannot go progress in our bhakti life, right? Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikajkar Sotra Sat Srimadi's Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Pashacha Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaurituse Namaha Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalayaka Chakshuranmratan Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Kadati Swapadantikam. Hare Krishna. So today, so one of the things before we start, I just want to offer my gratitude to our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. Sri Krishna Bhagavan says in Bhagavad-gītā, a very important thing about the importance of having a guru. Krishna says, Tadviddi pranipatena pariprasnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshanaha. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, each one of you, you should have a guru in your life. You should have a spiritual master in your life. And what should we do? We should not only have a spiritual, bona fide spiritual master in our life, we should serve the spiritual master. We should inquire from the spiritual master. And the spiritual master, who is a representative of Krishna, will give us all the knowledge, and with all the knowledge, again we go back to the lotus feet of Krishna. So in today's world, as you know, there are so many gurus all over the world, isn't it? There's so many gurus that are coming up, new gurus that are coming up, but very important for us, we have to be very clear about choosing a bona fide spiritual master from a sampradaya, so that we know that the knowledge is coming from the guru sampradaya, right? Otherwise, because this knowledge is coming from the parampara praptam. In fact, Lord Krishna, do you know that who Bhagavad-gītā was spoken for the first time? Anyone? Whom was Bhagavad-gītā spoken for the very first time? Today we're going to take a lot of knowledge with us when we leave from here. Along with bakery takeaway, we're going to have Bhagavad-gītā takeaway. So, who's the one who's given us Bhagavad-gītā was spoken to whom for the very first time? Was it to Arjuna? Somebody said Uddhava, and somebody said, you said? Surya Bhagwan. Anybody else? So today one of the things that we're going to learn is Bhagavan Sri Krishna tells Arjuna, Emam vivasvate yogam proktavan aham avyayam vivaswan manave praha manur ikvake bravit. Which means Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling Arjuna, do you know this? First, this Bhagavad-gītā, don't you think that you are the first one today? The first Bhagavad-gītā was spoken some millions of years ago to the sun god. His name was called as Vivaswan. Vivaswan is the name of the sun god. Vivaswan, so first Bhagavad-gītā was spoken to Vivaswan, the sun god, and he passed it on to Manu. You know, interestingly, the word man came from the word Manu. Very interesting, isn't it? Imagine our Sanskrit is the mother of all the languages in the world, right? And from Vivaswan, it was passed on to Manu, and Manu passed it on to Ikwaku, Raghurama dynasty, right? So like that, the knowledge was passed on in a disciplic succession. But Krishna says, Arjuna, this Bhagavad-gītā knowledge was coming right from Surya Dev. But somehow, the knowledge got broken in between. So that is the reason why, again, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, now I'm speaking this Bhagavad-gītā to you. So we can understand the one thing which you are taking right away is that Bhagavad-gītā was first spoken to the sun god Vivaswan. So imagine how old this Sanatana Dharma is, right? Right? Only for the body there is a birth and death. The soul there is no birth and death. It is eternal. So today we are going to be, with the blessings of our Srila Prabhupada, our Gurudev, whom I am very grateful, because when I was very young, I used to search for spiritual knowledge. I used to go to the newspapers and cut spiritual topics. That's the only place where I could know where to go and get spiritual knowledge. But thanks to our Srila Prabhupada, after coming here, what I have understood is Srila Prabhupada has given us the entire bhakti platter on a plate for all of us. If you want mantra, we have the highest mantra, which is called the Maha Mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. People talk about mindfulness. Srila Prabhupada has given us mindful mantra meditation. Mindful mantra, because in today's days, you can't ideally meditate. You need to meditate on a mantra. So Srila Prabhupada has given us mantra meditation. Not only that, Srila Prabhupada at the age of 69 years goes all the way to the US. Imagine at that age, will you be able to go to the US with 40 rupees in his pocket? He went all the way to the US, surviving 2 heart attacks on the way. 38 days in a ship, only being vegetarian. Imagine what you would get in 1970s at that time, right? And with that, he went all the way and he was sitting under, he did not even have a place to stay. And like that, he started this Hare Krishna movement by sitting under a tree, and just like how I was doing Kirtan, he was sitting and doing Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And then, as you all know, in Bollywood, you have this Dam Mera Dam song. All of you are familiar with that Dam Mera Dam song. The actual story is that all those hippies, they started coming near Srila Prabhupada. What is this old man chanting? And then slowly they started joining. And then after some time, Srila Prabhupada, they started regularly coming to the park. And after that in New York, Srila Prabhupada, he went in 1965. In 66, he started ISKCON, International Society of Krishna Consciousness. Right? And from there, last month, we celebrated 60th anniversary of ISKCON. Isn't it amazing? Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So it is because of our Srila Prabhupada, how can we show our gratitude? Because he has done the greatest contribution for Sanatana Dharma, Srila Prabhupada has done. He has given us not only Bhagavad-gītā, there are 600 versions of Bhagavad-gītā. Which one are we going to read? But we have to follow Bhagavad-gītā, which is translated by a guru, a pure devotee of the Lord, who's coming from a proper Guru Parampara. So Srila Prabhupada translated and given us this Bhagavad-gītā, which is called as Bhagavad-gītā as it is, which means exactly the way Krishna spoke on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he is given. So sometimes Srila Prabhupada, you would read his own Bhagavad-gītā, and his disciple used to ask, Prabhupada, you translated Bhagavad-gītā, why are you reading Bhagavatam and Bhagavad? He said, because I did not do all this, Krishna was doing all this, and I am just an instrument. So he was reading all these things. So everything was translated by Bhagavan Sri Krishna himself. So not only that, Srila Prabhupada has given us Bhagavad-gītā, but he's given us 70 volumes of books. And out of which, Bhagavad-gītā is how many verses? Today we got to know some things from Bhagavad-gītā. How many verses in Bhagavad-gītā? 700 verses in Bhagavad-gītā, okay? How many chapters? 18 chapters. Somebody asked a quiz and he said, like, have you read the 19th chapter? They said, like, how many chapters? He said, 19th chapter. I said, okay, definitely you haven't read Bhagavad-gītā because there's no 19th chapter. There's only 18 chapters. So there are only 18 chapters in Bhagavad-gītā, and the most important, 5 important topics. Because today we have assembled here on this Ekadasi day, we need to have some takeaways. 5 important topics. One is Jivatma, that is we are, right? We are a Jivatma. We are not this body. We are a Jivatma. Second, Paramatma. Right? Third, Karma. Right? Fourth, Prakriti. Why are problems coming into us without even knocking the door? Because there is a material energy, Prakriti, which is constantly giving us all kind of problems, happiness, everything. And we are just battling with them. So Prakriti. And the fifth one is time. Okay, 5 important topics, right? Jivatma, Paramatma, Prakriti, Karma, and Kala. Kala is time, okay? So 5 important topics. And also today, we are going to cover this particular chapter which is called as knowledge of the absolute. Who's the knowledge of the absolute means? Knowledge of Sri Krishna Bhagavan, of the absolute. He is the absolute truth, right? It's called as Jnana Vijnana Yoga. So Bhagavad-gītā is a book full of knowledge. I can tell you one thing, like in the last 8 years, first time I read Bhagavad-gītā was 8 years back, and now I'm just like, we are daily students of Bhagavad-gītā reading. I can tell you one thing, all of you devotees, one Bhagavad-gītā is enough for you to stand in this material world, to answer anyone about Sanatana Dharma. One book. Why? You see, in the Gita Mahatyam, if you heard about Gita Mahatyam, the glories of Bhagavad-gītā, Lord Shiva is telling Parvati about the greatness of Bhagavad-gītā. In that, he says, Ekam Shastram Devaki Putra Gitam, Eko Devo Devaki Putra Eva, Eko Mantrasya Tasya Namanyani, Karmape Ekatasya Devasya Seva. Lord Shiva is telling Parvati, Devi, in Sanatana Dharma, we have so many gods, right? People say, right? One of the things outsiders say, from other world, they say like, oh, you Hindus, you have so many gods. But here, Lord Shiva is telling, yes, we have so many gods, but there are many devatas. But ekam shastram devaki putram, eko devo devaki putra. That means if there is one supreme Lord who have to be worshipped, that is Bhagavan Sri Krishna, Devaki Nandana, Sri Krishna Bhagavan. We have so many books, Vedas, Puranas and all that. But if you have one book that we want, one book is enough, which is Bhagavad-gītā. And if you one mantra, Eka mantra, which is Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and one karma, and that karma is to serve Krishna. See, the very important secret in Bhagavad-gītā, what Krishna is telling is, Arjuna, if you do everything for yourself, because in this world it's all about I, me, myself, I want to earn, I want to enjoy, do everything, I. And we are more and more getting entangled in problems, right? So Sri Krishna Bhagavan is giving us an advice, Arjuna, do everything as an offering to me. So no karma will even come anywhere near you. Yad karosi, yad asnasi, yad juhosi, dadasi yad tapasyasi kaunteya, tad kuruso mad arpanam. Mad arpanam. Krishna says, do everything. Krishna arpanam. Eating some food, you only eat it. Offer it to Krishna and eat. That will become prasadam. If you're buying a new house, you only live, but just keep one room for Krishna. That will become your devalayam. Right? So like that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna is giving us the how to navigate in this material world. When we want to go somewhere, we have a GPS. But here in the spiritual world, we have a GPS called Guru Parampara system. Right? If you follow that, and then we will safely be able to reach, or we can even call as Govinda positioning system as well. Right? So in this chapter, which is called as Jnana Vijnana, which means Jnana means knowledge. Vijnana means practical, realized knowledge. So Sri Krishna Bhagavan in this chapter is giving us more knowledge to know about Krishna. So because normally what do we have in our mind? We think, let's go to the Krishna temple. Why? Because somewhere in the back of my mind, we think that Krishna is only here. But is Krishna only here? No. Krishna is everywhere. Sarvata panipadam ta sarvato shishiro mukam sarvata smruti malloke sarvam avritta tistati. Krishna is telling Arjuna, I am everywhere. But Krishna's spiritual form we cannot see with our eyes, right? He's everywhere. Everywhere. He's saying, Sarvata Panipadam. Everywhere my eyes are looking. Everywhere my ears are hearing. But it's only that because our body is material, our eyes are material, we are not able to see the spiritual form of Krishna. Why? Because we can only see stone, we can see only wood. So Krishna out of causeless mercy is coming in the form of this beautiful. So for people who do not know, it's a stone. But for people of Sanatana Dharma, this is Archa Vigraha, or deity. We are not idol worshippers, we are deity Archa Vigraha worshippers, right? So in this chapter, I'm going to cover this particular verse, and I want all of you to participate. Don't feel shy, give it a try, right? Don't feel shy, even if it is first time. I'm going to read out the sloka, and after that we will just repeat, and then I'll go into the details of the sloka, okay? Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhi matam asmi tejas vinamaham. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is giving us a beautiful, this verse is very, very important for all of us. So I will just going to go into that, and I want all of you to repeat after me. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam. Vidhi partha sanatanam. Vidhi partha sanatanam. Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. Buddhir buddhimatam asmi. Tejas tejas vinam aham. Tejas tejas vinam aham. So now let's go to the translation, right? Let's see the names of these beautiful words, right? So just repeat after me. Bijam, the seed. Mam, me. Sarva Bhutanam, of all the living entities. Vidhi, try to understand. Partha, O son of Pritha. Sanatanam, original and eternal. Buddhi, intelligence. Buddhimatam, of the intelligence. Asmi, I am. Teja, prowess. Tejasvinam, of the powerful. Aham, I am. See, it is so important, the last word, aham, such an important thing, because there are people with different levels of realization. Some people think God is energy. Some people think God is an old man. Some people think God is dead. When Srila Prabhupada went to US, they were thinking that God is dead or God is energy, like that they were thinking. So after meeting Srila Prabhupada, they came to know that God is not dead, God is a person. That is the most important. This is the height of realization, because spiritual realization happens in 3 stages. And the first stage, like they think that God is just energy, right? It's all Brahman, you know. And the second stage is people think about Paramatma realization. So first realization is Brahman realization, everything is Brahman. Second realization is Paramatma realization, that Paramatma is sitting in everyone's heart. And the third final realization is Bhagavan realization, that Bhagavan means a supreme person, and he is a person, but he is a supreme person, right? So what is the meaning of this mantra? What is the meaning of this one? So Krishna Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existence. Krishna is the original seed of all existence. The intelligence of the intelligent. The prowess of all the powerful men. So 3 things Krishna is making it very clear, right? I am the original seed of all the existence. Anything that you see, the source is there in Krishna. So Krishna is the original. From there, everything has started. And the Vedanta Sutra says, Janmadi yatta atraha, which means everything is coming from Krishna. So I will just read the purport and then we will go into the more meaning of this, yeah? Bijam means seed. Krishna is the seed of everything. There are various living entities, movable and inert. Birds, beasts, men, and many living entities are moving living entities. Trees and plants, however, they are inert. They cannot move, but only stand. Every entity is contained within the scope of 8.4 million species. So according to Sanatana Dharma, there are 8.4 million species of life. 8.4 million species of life, right? And some of them are moving and some of them are inert. In all the cases, however, the seed of the life is Krishna. The seed of all the 8.4 million species of life is Krishna, right? As stated in the Vedic literature, Brahman, or the supreme absolute truth, is that from which everything is emanating. Janmadi asya yataha, which means everything is emanating from Krishna. Like Ganga, we know the Ganga water, right? It's coming. But where is it coming from? Coming from the feet of Vishnu. So the starting point. So we are looking at, in this particular chapter, we are seeing who's the root of everything, who's the source of everything, right? And Krishna is Parabrahman, the supreme spirit. Brahman is impersonal and Parabrahman is personal. So you see? Brahman means is a Brahman energy, the energy of the Lord in the unmanifested form, right? And Brahman is situated in a personal aspect. That is stated in Bhagavad-gītā. Therefore, originally, Krishna is the source of everything. He is the root. And as the root of the tree maintains the whole tree, you know, right? The root is one which is maintaining the whole tree. Krishna, being the original root of all the things, maintains everything in this material manifestation. This is also confirmed in the Vedic literature. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam. Eko bahunam yo vadadati kaman. So I want everyone to repeat this. This is very, very important for us and very much connected to us. Nityo nityanam. Nityo nityanam. Chetanas chetananam. Chetanas chetananam. So here it is very important to understand Nityanam means eternal. So it is saying that Krishna is eternal and we are all part and parcel of Krishna. So we are also eternal. And Chetanas Chetananam means Krishna is the supreme conscious being and we are all independent and subordinate conscious beings. So it is very clear that Krishna is, because some people they say, I don't know if you had people like that. I used to have a friend, he used to say that, Shyam, I think you are God, I am God, you are God, that person is God. They used to say like everybody is God. But that is not the right understanding. We are all part and parcel of God. We are not God. Aham Brahmasmi doesn't mean that I am the Supreme Lord. It means I am part and parcel of the Supreme Brahman. Right? So that we are going to just, and not only that, I'm just simply saying that, I'm going to quote some slokas where you will be convinced about Krishna saying this particular point, right? And so here Krishna is saying he's the prime eternal among all the eternals. He's the supreme living entity of all the living entities. And he alone is maintaining all the life. So Krishna is in one verse, he says, Jevanam Sarva Bhuteshu, which means like he is the life inside all of us. Our heartbeats are going because Krishna is inside us. Jevanam Sarva Bhuteshu. Imagine what would happen to us if Krishna just moves aside, right? Immediately they will take us, you know where. So here one cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence as well. And unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the Supreme Lord Krishna. I want to just quote tell you a very beautiful story. Is it okay? This story is very, very important for all of us to understand, right? So once it so happened, Narada Muni, you all know Narada Muni, right? He is the one, unlike today's guitar, he used to have a veena in his hand, right? And can you imagine, Narada Muni was actually a maidservant's son in his previous life. Do you know that? Narada Muni was a maidservant's son. She was a maidservant's son, and what he used to do is, he used to serve along with his mother, he was to be there, and every time when the rishis, ancient sages, sometimes during the rainy season, they used to not travel and they used to stay put in one other place. So whenever they used to come to this place of the rishis, and whatever food that they used to eat, the remnants of the food Narada Muni used to eat. And whenever they were discussing Krishna Katha, like all of you are listening, the rishis, when they were discussing Krishna Katha, he used to sit and listen to Krishna Katha. So there were two things that Narada Muni was to do in his previous life as a maidservant. One, he used to listen to Krishna Katha when the rishis were discussing. And the second thing what he used to do, he used to read the remnants of the food that eaten by the rishis. And he became so purified by doing these two things that in this next life, he got a spiritual life where we can travel freely to other, you can see, right? He can go to Vaikunta, he can come here, he can go anywhere. Sometimes in our program, Srila Prabhupada used to say that because gurus, they can see, you know, with the pure vision, he used to say that Narada Muni has come here. But we are so, our material senses, we are so contaminated, we cannot see, right? But Narada Muni, so it is so very important, Harikatha, see the importance of Harikatha. That he got a spiritual body, we can travel throughout the space, right? So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad-gītā, Matchitta madgata pranam bodhayante parasparam katayantyascha mam nichyanti tischyanti cha ramanti cha. This is what Krishna is expecting from his devotees. Arjuna, my devotees, whenever they meet, they are always talking about me. They are speaking about my Krishna Katha. And Arjuna, they get so much of joy and happiness by listening about my Krishna Katha. So this is the definition of when you say Krishna Bhakta means he should be listening to Krishna Katha. Right? So coming to the story that I wanted to tell you, Narada Muni once, he was actually going on his way to Vaikunta. Okay? He was going on his way to Vaikunta. So he just happened to meet two people while he was going from Vrindavan or somewhere he was going, and he happened to meet one Brahmin he met, and he said, Narada Muni, where are you going? He said, I'm going to Vaikunta. He said, when you go and ask Narada, when you see Narayana, can you please ask him, when am I going to get liberation? Okay, so that was his question. Okay, so second thing, as he was going forward, then there was a cobbler. You know, the one who's making shoes and all that. He says, Narad Muni, where are you going? I'm going to Vaikuntha. He said, oh, is it? Can you ask Narayana, please, when am I going to get salvation, please? So he taken both these questions along with him. So when he went to Vaikuntha, so he was speaking to Narayana, and after speaking to Narayana, then he said, while coming from Bhuloka, I had two people asking you two questions. One question, like, when are they going to get liberation? And Narayana said, okay, Narada Muni, the person who's a cobbler, he's going to first get liberated. But the Brahmin, who's actually following all the pious rules and all that, he will get liberation after many births. For him, it will take time, right? But when you are going back, when they ask what is Narayana doing, just tell them that he's trying to, Narayana, what is he doing? If they ask you, they tell him that he's pulling an elephant from the hole of a needle. Just tell him that, right? So when he comes back, when Narada Muni comes back to this Bhuloka, so both of them, they approach, like cobbler and Brahmin. It's like, Narada Muni, you came back from Vaikuntha, right? So can you please, did you ask about us? And then the first thing they asked is like, because when somebody comes back, you'll ask some questions, right? Then they ask, like, just like as Narayana expected, they ask like, by the way, we just wanted to know, what is Narayana doing over there? You know, what is he busy doing there? Then Narad Muni says, he's busy pulling an elephant from the hole of a needle. Then the Brahmin, he just gave his namaskars and said, Narad Muni, enough of this. How can anybody pull an elephant from the hole of a needle? I don't believe in all these things. Enough of this. I'm giving you my namaskars and thank you very much. And he walked away. Whereas the cobbler, when he said that Narad Muni, when he asked, like, you know, what is Narayana doing? He said he's pulling the elephant from the hole of a needle. He started crying. He started crying, oh, Narayana, he can do anything. He can even pull the elephant from the hole of a needle also. I mean, so amazing. Narayana is so amazing. It's so amazing. And Narad Muni was asking the cobbler, are you not suspicious? Are you not having a doubt? Like, how can somebody pull an elephant from the hole of a needle? Then, you know what he said? The cobbler said, I am sitting under a banyan tree, and I can see the seeds that have fall under this banyan tree. From the seeds, so many trees are just sprouting. In that small seed, so many trees are sprouting. From a tiny seed, so many banyan trees can come up. What is the big deal about pulling an elephant from the hole of a needle for Narayana? Right? Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So you see the difference between both of them? So when it comes to Krishna Katha, we start applying the logic. I always tell, when it comes to God, if you apply the logic of your mind, you will miss the magic of God. And that will be the tragic of life. So very important thing is, sometimes we should always have faith in the Lord, that the Lord can do anything. Is it not true? That from a seed, if a big tree can come up, is it very difficult for the Lord to do anything at all? Right? And because if everything is coming from Krishna, He is the original seed of life. And one of the important things, when Srila Prabhupada went to the US, they would always, that time, there was a big theory that was going on that life is coming from matter. How can life come from matter, right? Life has to come from life. And that original life is coming from the Supreme Lord Krishna. Right? That is why we said, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam. That is, the Supreme Lord is eternal and we are also eternal. So very important for us to understand that Krishna is the seed of everything. Right? He is the seed, and from Him only everything is coming. And what better place than Bhagavad-gītā, where Krishna Himself is declaring that I am the seed of everything that's existing in this universe. And not only that, just to make the point very clear, Krishna explains that in multiple verses also. In another verse, Lord Krishna says, Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavantiyaha tasham brahma mahadyonir aham bija prajapita. Krishna is telling Arjuna, it should be understood that all species of life, All species means you're talking about 8.4 million species of life. All species of life are made possible by birth in this material nature. And I am the seed-giving father. I am the seed-giving father, which means Krishna is the cause of all the causes. If you really think about yourself, like, if you look at your ancestors, sometimes we can maximum think about our grandfathers, maybe his grandfather. But if you go back and see, like, where did it all start from? If you really think about where did it actually start, where is the root, where is it coming from? Krishna is saying, I am the seed-giving father. So it is all coming from Krishna. That is the reason why Bijam Mam Sarva Bhutanam Vidhi Partha Sanatanam. Sanatanam means Krishna is Sanatanam. Say Krishna means Krishna is eternal. So we as Jivatmas, we are also eternal. Right? This body is material. This body is a material. But am I this body? If somebody comes and talks to your car, you'll be like, why are you talking to my car? Inside, I'm there, you talk to me, right? Imagine somebody coming and talking to your car. It's like, hello. You will say like, why are you talking to my car? I am there inside, it's me, right? Similarly, the Atma, we are the Atma. This body is just like a dress that you wear, right? So our actual identity is, we are a Jivatma, and that Jivatma is called as Sanatana. And because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord is also Sanatana, right? So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is Sanatana. Sanatana means that one who's eternal. Eternal means there's no birth and death. He's always been existing. Eternal, right? And not only that, Krishna is Sanatana, we are Sanatana, and the place from where we originally came, from the Vaikuntha planet, that is called as Sanatana. Now you understand? The reason why our religion is called as Sanatana Dharma means because Sanatana means that which is eternal, that it doesn't get destroyed. Because one important thing all of us have to understand, there is material world. We are right now in this material universe, right? This material universe is only 25%. The remaining 75% is the spiritual world. So this material world goes to creation, maintenance, destruction. Again, creation, maintenance and destruction. That's why we have Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, right? But Krishna is saying, Parastasmattu bhavanyo vyakta vyakta sanatanaha. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna, this material world is constantly created, destroyed, created, annihilated, this material world. But beyond this material world, Arjuna, there is actually a spiritual world which is called as Sanatana. Parastasmattu bhavanyo vyakta vyakta sanatana. And that Sanatana, that Vaikuntha, that there is no creation and maintenance. It's always been existing over here. Now, in an intelligent person and as a human being, imagine 8.4 million species of life are there. And almost we have transmigrated from different species of life. And finally, we got a human body. Can you imagine how precious it is? And out of those people, we're not only getting a human body, but one who's coming to Krishna temple, you are even the most selected few out of all these billions of people. Krishna says, Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschinmam veti tatvaha. Krishna says, Arjuna, out of 1,000 people, hardly one person is interested in spirituality. Is it not right? If you tell them, I'm going to the mandir, will anybody come with you? If I say, I'm throwing a party, he'll throw everything aside and he will come. Isn't not? But if you tell, I'm going to the mandir, let's do some bhajan, he'll come up with instant excuses. Sorry, I had to go and give my laundry, I have to go and this and that and this and all. That's the nature, right? But so, coming to the mandir, it is something very, very, very special. That means, one thing I want all of you to understand, if you have come to the Krishna mandir, do not think that you have just casually come to the Krishna mandir. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling, Arjuna was asking Krishna, what if somebody has practiced spirituality for 5 years or 10 years? And after that, they forgot about spirituality, about bhakti life, they kept it aside. What will happen to them? Is it all gone? All the bhakti life is gone? So, Sri Krishna Bhagavan is telling in Bhagavad-gītā, Arjuna, if somebody has practiced bhakti for 2 years or 5 years or anything like that, in the next life, I will give them a birth in such a nice family, and I will make sure they were born in a nice, decent, rich family. so that they don't need to worry, because most of the prayers, right? Go God, give me bread and butter. So you will not have bread and butter problems. You will be born in a nice, decent, rich family, and you will also be somehow attracted to spirituality. And somehow Krishna will give you an opportunity so that you can come, and wherever you left off in your previous life, from there you can continue your journey. So all of you coming to the Krishna Mandir, it means you have all practiced Krishna consciousness in your previous life, but you have left off somewhere. So Krishna is again called you here to the Mandir, reminding you that you have, just like somebody reads 10 pages and after 10 days he comes and will he come from the first page? No, he will start reading from the 11th page, right? Because I read 10 pages already, now I need to. That is why you see automatically we get attracted to bhakti life. Some people, when they see Krishna, they start crying. They come and ask us, Prabhuji, is something wrong? Why am I getting tears? I said, you are my guru. Getting tears when you see Krishna, you are another great, because they have practiced bhakti in their previous life. Last time when we had Krishna Janmashtami, one Mataji, she came, we were doing Go Puja. Both of the wife and husband, they were constantly crying. I thought something wrong with my mantras or something. Why are they crying? They say like the tears are coming out when we are chanting, when you're speaking about Krishna and we are speaking about, because the emotions are coming out. Because why? Krishna says, Shariram yad avapnoti yad chape utkramiti swaraha. Krishna says, whatever you practice in a previous life, don't think that you're leaving away your baggage. Along with you, the subtle body, all this thing is going into your next life. So your bhakti is also going into your next life. That is why in Krishna consciousness you'll find even young people also, they're so attracted to Krishna. Why? Wherever they left off, now their previous janma, all those things are coming back to them. I was really surprised. One of the biggest miraculous things which I myself am surprised is when somebody told me about Vishnu Sahasranamam, the 1,000 names of Krishna. I just heard for a few times, I would say about 10 times maybe, and I don't know how I memorized all the 1,000 names. Even I myself am surprised with myself. How did I memorize all this? Some way maybe I would have practiced in my previous life, and maybe it is just coming back to me. So like that, all of us, we are originally Krishna consciousness, but we are somewhere, we have forgotten about it. And in this life, Krishna is again calling you. Don't think that you're coming here is just accidental. Only when Krishna calls you, then only you can come to a Krishna Mandir. Keep that in mind. Only when Krishna calls you, you can come to the Krishna Mandir. On your own, you can never come to the Krishna. You may come to the gate and some urgent call will come and you'll go away from there. You will not be able to come inside. But if Krishna is calling you, he's reminding you, you left off somewhere. And Krishna is giving us the easiest process. Is he asking you to just turn upside down and do some yoga exercises? No, he's not doing anything. Is he asking you to go into the forest where all the tigers and all the risk is there? Or is he asking you to go to the Himalayas? He's saying, in this particular Kali Yuga, you don't need to do any of these things. Kalir dosha nidirajan astihayek mahaguna kirtanadi eva krishnasya mukta sango param rajat. Our scriptures are saying this Kali Yuga is supposed to be the most fallen yuga. It is the yoga, it's this yoga of hypocrisy, problems, anxiety. Won't you all agree that you have so much of anxiety in your life? Why? It is not because something is wrong with you. It is the nature of Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is like that. Full of fault finding, full of hypocrisy, full of anxiety. All these things, it is not your fault. This Kali Yuga influence is like that. Now you may ask, just like coronavirus came, we had a vaccine. Now if this Kali Yuga is like that, then do we have a vaccine for that? And the answer is yes. What is that answer? Kaler dosha nidhi rajan hasti hai ek mohaguna kirtanadi eva krishnasya mukta sango param rajet. Which means by doing a kirtan of Krishna, you will be able to be freed from all the anxieties. You will be able to purify your consciousness. You will be removed all the contamination in your life. And at the end of your life, by chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, we will leave this material body and we will get our original spiritual body. Just like Narada Muni. Imagine just traveling all over whichever space you want to go. Isn't this amazing? Right? We will get back our original spiritual body. You know the original spiritual body that all of us have, we have in Vaikuntha, it's almost like we also have four-armed form. Do you know that? In Vaikuntha. Imagine from that, we came into this position. Now from this material body, how do I go back to the original, my home? Because we are all right now in a hostel. How long can you stay in a hostel? Or let's say you're in a hotel. Even if the most beautiful hotel, how many days can you be in a hotel, right? Someday you feel like going back home, right? And that original home is Goloka Vrindavan. And this Bhagavad-gītā is nothing but an invitation that Krishna is telling, all of you are your part and parcel of me. Krishna is saying one important sloka, Mamaivamsa jiva loke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manashastri nindriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Krishna is telling Arjuna, all of you, Mamaivamsa, you are my part and parcel. You belong to me. You are part and parcel of me. But because you have fallen into this material world, I asked you not to go, but you wanted to go, so I had to create this material world for you. Now you have fallen into this material world, now you're breaking your head. Please, how can I come out of this? And so now Krishna is giving us Bhagavad-gītā, he's giving us this rope of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So by reading the Bhagavad-gītā, by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can catch on to the rope where we can go back again to the spiritual world. Isn't this amazing? So I want all of you to repeat this sloka where Krishna is telling us that we all belong to Krishna. Mamaivamsa jiva loke. Okay, can I ask everyone on this auspicious occasion of Ekadasi, we should do at least one or two sloka. One sloka we did in the beginning, now we're going to another sloka. Mamaivamsa jiva loke. Mamaivamsa jiva loke. Jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Jiva bhuta sanatanaha. Manashastra nindriyani. Manashastra nindriyani. Prakriti sthani karshati. Prakriti sthani karshati. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna is waking us up because Krishna said, right, I am the intelligence of the intelligent. The real intelligence is to ask, if I am part and parcel of Krishna, then why am I struggling in this material world? How can I get out of this material world? How can I go back home? These are the intelligence questions that you have. Because Krishna himself is saying, you are fallen in this, and the Prakriti is making us, because Krishna right now in this material world, just like how you have the judicial department, you have the cops and motorways with the CCTVs, you have this material world, material nature, which is constantly keeping us in control. We think that we are the enjoyers, but above us, this material energy is keeping us in control. And because based on our karma, it is giving us a lot of problems, right? Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvashaha ahankara vimudatma kartaham iti manyate. Krishna says the Atma, the Jivatma, being under the condition, we are all conditioned souls, we are thinking that we are the enjoyers or anything, but actually everything is being controlled by the material nature. But that material nature is in the hands of Krishna. You see? Maya jakshena prakriti suyate sacharacharam hetunanena kaunteya jagad viparivarte. Krishna is saying, you are being controlled by the material nature, but that material nature is working under my direction. And now, if you take to the feet of Krishna, then the material, your Mahamaya will be your Yoga Maya. He'll say, like, please, your Bhagavanka, please. So, this life is a choice that we have. If we completely engage in spiritual things, end of the life, we will be visited by Vishnu Dutas. Vishnu Dutas will come us and take us to Vaikuntha. But if we engage in sinful things, just for satisfying our senses, they're dragging us down. They're dragging us down. And these senses, because of these senses, we are falling again and again into this material world. So the choice is, end of the life, do you want to have the Vishnu Dutas to come and take us to Vaikuntha? Or do you want to have Yamadutas and take us into the hellish planets? The choice is ours. Because Krishna has given us something called free will. Free will means, I've given you this life. Jevanam sarva bhuteshu. I've given you this life. You can do whatever you want with this life. But Krishna says one thing, Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshi istina priya ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mayi te teshtapyam. Krishna says, Arjuna, I am not partial to anyone, I am equal to everyone. When Duryodhana went, he offered options to both of them, right? One person, he said, you can take my army, one person, you can take me, right? So Krishna is saying, I'm not partial to anyone, I am equal to all. But whoever is engaging in bhakti towards me, for that person, I will be a friend to him and I will consider him as a friend of mine. Isn't this amazing? How many of you want to have Krishna as your best friend? The little one was the first to put up a hand. How many you want to have Krishna as your best well-wisher and your best friend? Because Bhagavan Sri Krishna is telling us in Bhagavad-gītā, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Please repeat, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Please repeat, Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. which means Krishna is saying, I am your best well-wisher, I am your best friend. And where is this best friend living in? The best friend is sitting in each and every one of your heart. Sarvasya chaham hridi sannivisto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha vedaisya sarvaraham eva vedyo vedanta krut veda eva chaham. Krishna is saying, I am seated in everyone's heart, Arjuna. And from me only you are getting your mind, your intelligence, your forgetfulness. Everything is coming from Krishna. So if you turn your mind towards Krishna by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then Krishna becomes immediately active in each and every one of our lives. You see, the way, what will happen when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Two things will happen. When we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Cheto Darpana Marjanam Bhava Maha Davagni Nirvapana, which means when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this heart is compared to a mirror according to the Vedas. The heart is compared to a mirror. For thousands and thousands of life, we have accumulated so much of samskaras, so much of nature we have accumulated, and that nature is coming along within this life. So by chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, this mirror-like heart which is full of dust will be completely cleansed. So your heart will be completely cleansed of all the dirt and impurities that you have. See, if my shirt is dirty, I'll put it in the washing machine. If my heart is dirty, tell me where do I go? So Krishna has given us the formula that by just chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, all the dirt will be completely wiped out, and the real love for Krishna will awaken in your heart. When the mirror is clear, we can see ourselves clearly. Similarly, when the heart is pure, we can see ourselves clearly that I am part and parcel of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. So, it's very important for us to understand on this Ekadasi day, right? That Nityo Nityanam, which means we are part and parcel of Krishna. Don't think that we are God. Don't think that God is dead. Don't think that God is energy. No, God is a supreme person. And all of us, we have our roots in the Supreme Lord Krishna. Life comes from life. Life doesn't come from matter. Right? And Srila Prabhupada, so strongly, he debated with the best of the best scientists. Right? Even Einstein, when he read Bhagavad-gītā, he was so amazed to see the knowledge that is there in Bhagavad-gītā. It is time. The time has come for Sanatan Dharma, for all the followers of Sanatan Dharma. The time has come for all of us. It's a renaissance of Sanatan Dharma, where all of us, just like Krishna told Arjuna, oh Arjuna, stand up and fight. This is the time for us to fight for our own dharma. When our dharma is in weekend, then Krishna has to come back. Do you want trouble Krishna to come again? No, we have to stand up for our dharma. Arjuna, it's because Arjuna was a Kshatriya. He said, Arjuna, your Kshatriya dharma is to go and fight. So please go and fight. And how to fight? He said, if you're fighting for your own sake, all of us are fighting in our lives, right? If you're fighting for your own sake, then whatever the results that you get, you will only be entangled with that, the karma that comes with that. But if you fight for me, then you will be free from all the karmic reactions. So the lesson that we can learn from Bhagavad-gītā is, whatever you do in your life, you are doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. Samsiddhim haritoshanam. That's the message. So I want to thank everyone because it's the time for the Aarti, 7 o'clock Aarti. I want to humbly thank each one of you for so patiently, listening to this Bhagavad-gītā class on this auspicious occasion of this Kamika Ekadasi. All of you have nicely done. What Krishna has asked in Bhagavad-gītā, that's exactly what you have done today. Madchitta madgata pranam bodhayante parasparam. Krishna says, my devotees are always listening to my Krishna Katha, and that's what all of you have done. And Krishna is watching out there and he's noting all that. So thank you very much. Let's do a Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to serve you. Hare Krishna. Yeah, Hare Krishna. And also, can you please make sure that the cushions are kept back so that everybody, when they're standing for the Aarti, they'll have enough space. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
baje kara tala jogo. Baje kara jogo. Oh, baje kanta baje, baje kara tala jogo. Madhura mridanga baje, paramara sara madhu. La madhura mridanga baje, paramara sara madhu. Shankha baje, ganda baje, madhur madhur, madhur baje, shankha madhur baje, shankha baje, ganda baje, madhur madhur, madhur baje, shankha. Baje shankha baje, ganda baje, madhur madhur, madhur baje, shankha. Baje madhur madhur, madhur baje madhur. Jai madhur 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 baje madhur madhur. Madhur 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 baje madhur ma. Jaya Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Gaura Nitai, Jaya Gaura Nitai, Jaya. Nitai Jaya Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Radha Gokula Nanda, Shri Radhe Jaya. Jai Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribo, Nitai Gaura. Okay, so we understand these verses may not be easy for us to follow. We ask everyone to please raise your hand nicely. Everyone raise your hand. It's Ekadashi day today, so it's the best day to surrender to the Lord. Say Haribol. Loudly, Haribol. Nitai Gaura, Haribol. Haribol. Haribol, Nitai Gaura, Haribol, Nitai Gaura. Louder, louder. Everyone raise your hand. Nitai Gaura, Haribol, 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 Nitai Gaura, Haribol, Nitai Gaura. Gaura, Haribol, Nitai Gaura, Haribol, Haribol, Haribol.